You might imagine plenty of folks talking about Jameis Winston. Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, it's Bob from Chillicothe. Hey, man, love the show. Looks like we're going to be in another quarterback-looking season next year. I really think Winston has played himself good enough to be that bridge quarterback, or at least give him a start for a year or two. Bring in some guy on the draft. I don't necessarily think we need to draft high. I think we need to try to look at the project. I'd like to see someone about 6'4", 230 range, that's got a good arm, maybe try to work with him. Stefanski seems to work good with quarterbacks to see what we can do with some kid, or even possibly this Daniel Jones kid. I mean, we could bring him to the practice squad, couldn't we, this year? Kind of evaluate him to see if we actually want to try to bring him on as a backup quarterback next year. I mean, he's only 27 years old. He's got a 64.1% completion rating through his career. Maybe kick the tires on him. I'm not saying he's going to be our starting quarterback next year, but maybe we can build something there. Just my thoughts. What do you think? Go Browns.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. G. Bush, he signed with the Minnesota Vikings, and he was looking for a quarterback-friendly thing. So Jones, and again, that's a one-year deal. I don't. You've tried fitting an offense around Deshaun Watson. We've seen an offense that Kevin Stefanski runs that's pretty good. If Kevin Stefanski is in fact going to be here, like we've heard he's likely to be, go find a quarterback that he likes.
Yeah, look. Daniel Jones. I'm not a big Daniel Jones guy. I think sometimes he's already off the board a little bit here. But for me, I always go back to this. You gotta. So I'll explain this in a little better terms, so I can put yourself in Kevin Stefanski's feet, and it'll kind of answer the question the way I'm thinking about bringing in new people. So Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, we just talked last week, and one of the big things was people talking about Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are safe with some of the things that they were able to do against the Pittsburgh Steelers and win that football game, and basically they're going to be safe for a year. So the person who helped you be safe at quarterback was Jameis Winston. Secondly, if you've just come off a bad year where you've had a bunch of things go wrong with Deshaun Watson, he gets injured, you give up the play calling to Ken Dorsey, and you run across something like Jameis Winston, and you're like, okay, cool, we can win with this type of play at quarterback. Why would you then swap out Jameis Winston and then bring in another bridge quarterback or somebody else and go through the same situation again? And the same situation is you got to find a guy who fits your system. You got to figure out what that guy likes to do best. How can we get him comfortable? 3, he has to learn the offense. How many times have we've gone back and forth about, does he know the offense? If he's comfortable in the offense, is the offense tailored to him? And then you started off slow this year. Going into next year, under no certain circumstances can you be 1-4, 1-5, or 0-something starting the season, because guess what's going to happen? You got a mulligan this year. They're not going to give you a mulligan next year. So you better come out and maximize everything that you can next year and get off to a good start. And I just don't believe bringing in another quarterback that needs to have all of those things situated perfectly for you to have success. I would rather just go with the guy that knows my voice, knows the offense, the team is around him, and I know what his strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities are because I've had him on my roster. Don't overthink it, people. Just if you got something and it looked like it's working a little bit, do not go out doing extra stuff just to be extra.